So, to the DT880 600 ohms we go. Imagine if you're listening to your headphones and someone came up behind you and just squeezed them. Like, argh! And you were just like, oh my God, but instead of it hurting your head, it just made you hear the music harder. That's what these do. Oh God, it's so good. It sickens me. The problem is that these exist now. And in Zeos's mental database, where he keeps all the headphones he's ever listened to and all the budgets, and he tries to sort it. So when someone says, hey, Zeos, I want the best headphone I can for $300. Now my brain's got to go, well, you know, if he buys these for $190 and he goes out and he saves some money and he buys a fucking amplifier, and then he just gets that to get Shelly Labs DAC, which I will link in the description, and he puts on the second gain, not the highest gain, because you want to sort of quell that down. Then you could turn the volume up, and then you could get these bare dynamics, and he could be the happiest. He could be as happy as you were, Zeos. Zeos, you remember that time you were really happy because music, and you're like, no. These could be $1,000. If you blindfolded me, you put me in a room, you tied me up, kinky, by the way. You're wearing all leather because I require it. These are all Japanese-made stacks. I think I read they've been around since 1939, stacks, which is pretty impressive. You know, most things didn't survive after that, but they did. Is someone driving a goddamn lawnmower? Z Reviews, which is the fan subreddit. There's our Zeos, which is buyer's guides, and there's hifiguides.com, which is where you'll find these fucking things and not those. I do not want to push those onto an unforeseen public, because they'll be like, oh, I'll never trust Hi-Fi Guides again. This song sounds like I'm vomiting in my own ears. How does that even happen? So I got them, and I listened to them, and then I talked to the other reviewers, and I'm like, hey, what about these? And they're like, oh, I don't know what to think about those. Up, down. They come with a bag that's waterproof. It's a waterproof. Our headphones are done. Let's try different pads and different. Ooh, it's a little ooh. Ooh, it's a little ooh. Like the weird, like squeak, and then the bang and the whoosh. These whoosh better than fucking any headphone. I did my thing to it. I broke the seal. I reversed the cups. Directionality. Oh, it's click. For sex, X is sex. Just all right. And by the way, this is the best way to just like this. Okay, in case you missed my thing on is Bluetooth shitty, and my answer was no, and that you get two of these, and you could do this, and I'm just walking around my whole park. It's Monday, the 27th of January, and the first link in the description of this video will be an Indiegogo page for this. What is this? Well, this is a panda. And the wallpaper I picked is black and white, just like a panda. That's why I picked it, no other reason. It's also Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth 5 with fucking THX amplification. And you can shut all that shit off and run it on your own amplifiers all day on your desk. And it sounds like this. Zeos gives it the fucking biggest stamp of approval you can give without literally just banging them on the table. They are, once you get used to how they sound, because it isn't one of those like immediately, like they don't sound $3,000 from the get-go. You have to really let it get into your brain, and not in like not in the expectation bias way, in the, wait, what is it doing? You don't know what it's doing. It's kind of like if you ever climbed in bed with like an alien and she's got tentacles and she's got 3 buttholes and you're like, oh my God, like you're a little bit panicked and you're confused. But after you get into it, it's like, wow, this is a special event. And this is how it originally came. I didn't unwrap this. This is how the Germans wrap up your coiled cable. Like it's got AIDS. And I use these with all the different pads, and these work with all of them. They work. I had the big red ones on. They looked retarded. It looked like Ronald McDonald came and just decided to design headphones. This is an original recording from whenever the hell it's from. The Take No Prisoners live of Walking the Wild Side. And it's got the hiss, like the 1960s, 70s background hiss. And the hiss is hyper annoying. It's just right in your... It's not even playing it in my ears, it's playing it in my fucking eyes. The best party drug ever is called Crocodile with a K and an L. Crocodile. That stuff's... That's... What happens when you turn these up is like taking Crocodile. So instead of feeling like it was built in the 70s, which is what this feels like it was definitely built in the 90s. So we've increased 2 decades worth of shitty plastic. I have a friend who came over to listen to these. He spent the night. He couldn't stop just coming on them. Not physically, I wouldn't allow it. Where am I? Where am I right now? Articulate. We'll see how this goes. I'll show you how this is done. This is very, very professional. I can be hired on weekends. I am now wearing L300 Ultras. And there's no... How did I put these pads on there? These massive, stupid pads that everything else gets ruined by them. And I mean ruined. X1s just sounded like... Everything sounded like garbage with these pads. Put these on here. And it's perfect. And it feels like there's 2 Michelin men fucking my head. And I know that sounds weird, but just imagine it. Oh my God. Pillsbury Doughboy and the Michelin Man are just gang banging my head. Pull out. I have it in its official case. Here's the official case of the A40 Astros. Look, it matches and everything. This is what has plagued society for a while. They decided, oh, it fell out, on their own to make a set of headphones. By the way, this box, can we just take a fucking moment to make room for the biggest, stupidest box that doesn't even hold them in? I'm sure there's supposed to be like foam here, but it's not there. And then that falls out. Hold, please. Hold! Hold on, we look at the drawer here. There's a drawer for a bag. Box. Don't know why it's like a sticker on cardboard, and it started doing like the penis vein thing. So here's the process, right? You download the app. Of course, there's an app. Everything's got an app. My cat's gonna take a shit, and it's gonna be like, I can't go. Please log into the app, and I'm gonna be like, poop. The comfort it's not an issue, but you have to get used to the fact that you will be probed endlessly. It's just little Asian girls' tongues just licking your inner ear just constantly. And it's when they're cold is when it's the best, and you get that like shiver down your spine like you're being massaged. It's like, ooh. And then they warm up and it's just like, okay. Imagine if like I will get away from cute Asian girls. Imagine if some Bolivian man with cold fingers just sort of up behind you and just touched your ears. And he's like, oh, you're like, ooh, that kind of feels good, Rondo. I'm assuming his name is Rondo. And then he leaves his fingers there for as long as you're listening to music. He just leaves them there and they're just warm. And he's like reading someone's magazine over there, and you're just sitting there reading your magazine, and this guy's fingers are in your ear. To make silence happen means there's so much resistance on there. Look, I could keep talking, but that would mean you're just looking at the wallpaper longer, and you have relationships that probably need to not end. So I'm gonna play one more track, because I'm just gonna